The story of the honest woodcutter. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the mountains, there lived a poor woodcutter named Rowan. Rowan was a kind and honest man who worked hard every day to provide for his family. He would venture into the forest, chop down trees, and sell the wood in the market to earn a living. One day, while Rowan was chopping down a tree, his axe slipped and fell into a nearby river. The river was deep and fast-flowing, and Rowan was unable to retrieve his axe. He was devastated, as his axe was his most precious possession and he couldn't afford to lose it. As he sat by the river, feeling sad and helpless, a kind fairy appeared before him. The fairy told Rowan that she would help him retrieve his axe, but only if he promised to tell the truth always. Rowan eagerly agreed and the fairy dived into the river. To Rowan's surprise, the fairy returned with not one, not two, but 3 axes. She asked Rowan to identify which one was his. Rowan looked at the axes carefully and pointed to the one that was his. The fairy was pleased with his honesty and returned his axe to him. But that's not all. The fairy told Rowan that the other 2 axes belonged to the king and a rich merchant, respectively. She said that if Rowan wanted to be rich and prosperous, he could keep one or both of the axes and no one would ever know. But Rowan refused, saying that it was not right to take something that didn't belong to him, even if no one was watching. The fairy was overjoyed with Rowan's honesty and rewarded him with a magical axe that would never get blunt or rust. She also granted him a bag of gold coins and a beautiful house to live in. Rowan's honesty had brought him prosperity and happiness. The news of Rowan's honesty spread like wildfire in the village, and soon people were coming from all over to hear his story. The king himself heard about Rowan's honesty and was so impressed that he made him the royal woodcutter. Rowan's honesty had not only brought him wealth and fame but also the respect and admiration of the entire kingdom. He lived happily ever after, always remembering the fairy's words, "Honesty is the best policy." Moral of the story: honesty is always the best choice, even if it seems difficult or tempting to do otherwise. Integrity and truthfulness are essential values that can bring us prosperity and happiness. Doing the right thing, even when no one is watching, is what truly matters.